MSC Cruises carried more than 3.6 million passengers last year, and a huge chunk of them walked off the ship having paid for mistakes nobody warned them about. You book the cruise, you picture Mediterranean sunsets, fresh pasta, and effortless relaxation. But here's what MSC does not put in the brochure: the fine print, the hidden fees, and the small habits that separate a smooth vacation from a frustrating one. I went through hundreds of passenger complaints, cruise forums, and conversations with frequent MSC sailors, and I pulled out 15 things every single cruiser needs to know before they board. Number 1 is the mistake that trips up almost every first-time guest before the ship even leaves the dock, and number 8 involves a wristband that controls more of your trip than you think. Let's get into it. If this is your first time here, this channel breaks down cruise line secrets every week, so hit follow before we start. That way you catch the next one the second it drops, from MSC Cruise Secrets. Now let's start the countdown. Number 15, bring a European cruise mindset. MSC was founded in Italy, and the entire rhythm of the ship reflects that. Dinner starts later, the dress code leans more elegant, and the entertainment feels closer to a European variety show than an American theme park at sea. A 34-year-old from Austin boarded her first MSC cruise expecting non-stop pool games and loud daytime programming like she remembered from domestic lines, and for the first afternoon she felt confused by how quiet things were. By day 2, she realized the ship was simply running on a different clock: dinner at 8, a slower-paced main pool area, and a beautiful evening show culture built around orchestra, acrobatics, and opera rather than trivia and belly flop contests. Here's what you do. Before you board, mentally reset your expectations. Plan for later dinners, quieter mornings, and a more refined evening atmosphere. And you will enjoy the ship the way it was actually designed to be enjoyed instead of comparing it to a line it was never trying to be. Pro tip: check your specific ship's itinerary online beforehand, since the newer Meraviglia and world-class ships lean more toward big American-style entertainment, while the older classic ships still hold on to that quieter traditional European pace, so knowing which one you booked helps you set the right expectations from day 1. Number 14. Know how to handle upsell offers without feeling cornered. Crew members are trained, and in many cases incentivized, to offer excursions, drink packages, spa treatments, and photo packages constantly throughout your trip. A 45-year-old from Denver felt pressured every time she walked past the spa or the photography desk, and by day 3 she was actively avoiding entire sections of the ship just to dodge the pitch. Here is the truth behind it. These offers are part of the onboard revenue model, and staff have quotas, but that does not mean you owe anyone a lengthy explanation. Here is what you do. Have one polite line ready and repeat it every time, something like, "No thank you. We already planned our trip," and keep walking. You do not need to justify your budget or your choices. A calm "no thank you" ends the conversation faster than any explanation ever will. Rule of thumb: the more detail you give, the longer the pitch continues, because a hesitant answer sounds like an opening, while a short, friendly, and final answer signals there is nothing left to negotiate, and most crew members will move on immediately once they hear it. Number 13. Complete your boarding day checklist before you get distracted by the ship itself. Once you step aboard, it is easy to get swept into exploring and forget the small administrative tasks that matter most. A 29-year-old from Miami spent her first 2 hours taking photos and grabbing a drink, then discovered at dinner that she never confirmed her muster drill check-in through the app, which delayed her group and caused an announcement calling her cabin number over the ship-wide speaker. Here is what you do. The moment you board, open the MSC app and confirm your safety drill check-in, verify your specialty dining reservations went through, screenshot your boarding pass as a backup, and check that your cabin number and deck are correctly listed on your key card. 5 minutes of admin now saves you an embarrassing announcement later. Insider move: take a screenshot of your specialty dining confirmations and your muster station number the moment you receive them, so if the app glitches or your phone loses signal later in the week, you still have proof on hand without needing to track down a crew member to confirm it for you. Number 12. Learn the real tips for enjoying Ocean Cay Marine Reserve, MSC's private island in the Bahamas. It looks stunning in the marketing photos, but there are details that make or break the day. A 52-year-old from Charlotte arrived at the island expecting to grab a beach cabana on the spot, only to find every good one already reserved by guests who booked online weeks earlier. Here is why this happens. Cabanas and beach beds sell out fast, and reef-safe sunscreen is required because the reserve actively protects its coral. Regular sunscreen gets confiscated at the entrance. Here is what you do. Book your cabana or beach bed the moment your cruise reservation opens the option, pack reef-safe sunscreen specifically, and head to the aqua park or snorkeling area within the first hour off the ship because lines build fast once the whole ship arrives on the island. Pro tip, bring cash or your wristband for the small floating bar near the swim area, and if you want a quieter stretch of sand, walk further down the beach past the main tender drop-off point, since most guests stay clustered close to where they first arrive. Number 11. Prepare yourself for a genuinely multicultural passenger mix. MSC draws heavily from European, South American, and international travelers, which means announcements are often made in several languages. Dinner seating can move at a different pace than you expect, and social norms around lines and personal space may feel different from a typical American cruise. A 38-year-old from Seattle admitted she felt thrown off on day one when she heard 4 languages back-to-back over the intercom and noticed guests from a dozen different countries at her dinner table. By the end of the week, she called it the best part of the whole trip. Here is what you do. Walk in expecting a truly international ship, not an American one with an Italian logo, and treat every unfamiliar custom or accent as part of the experience rather than an inconvenience. It completely changes how you enjoy the week. Rule of thumb, English announcements almost always follow the Italian and other language versions, so if you miss the first part, simply wait a moment. The information you need is coming right after. Number 10. Take full advantage of the Kids Sail-Free promotion, one of the best-kept secrets in the entire MSC lineup. Under the right booking conditions, children traveling in the same cabin as 2 paying adults only pay taxes and port fees, which can save a family well over $1,000 depending on the sailing. A 41-year-old from Orlando almost booked a different cruise line before a friend mentioned this MSC promotion, and after switching, her family of 4 saved enough to add a full-day excursion in Ocean Cay. Here is what you do. Book directly through MSC or a trusted travel agent, confirm your children's ages meet the promotion's requirements, and double-check the fine print on your specific sailing before you finalize payment because availability and terms shift by season and by ship. Insider move, ask your travel agent or the MSC booking line directly whether the promotion is currently active for your dates, since it is not always advertised clearly on the main booking page, and many families miss it simply because they never asked. We are halfway through the list, and if you have caught yourself saying, "I did not know that," drop a comment with your cabin number from your last cruise. It is a fun way to see how many of us have made these same mistakes, and it helps this channel reach more first-time MSC cruisers who need to see this before they sail. Number 9. Know the real story about the pools and hot tubs before you plan your days around them. MSC ships get crowded fast, and the main pool areas fill by mid-morning on sea days. A 36-year-old from Phoenix pictured lazy poolside afternoons and instead spent most of her sea day walking laps, looking for an open lounger. Here is why this happens. With thousands of guests and limited deck space, prime real estate disappears within the first hour of pool deck opening, and many ships reserve a quieter, adults-only solarium pool that most first-time cruisers do not even know exists. Here is what you do. Stake out your spot within the first 30 minutes of pool deck opening. Ask a crew member about the adults-only solarium if you want a calmer option, and plan your sunbathing around port days instead of sea days when the deck is far less crowded. Rule of thumb, the hot tubs fill up almost immediately after the pool deck opens. So if soaking is your priority over swimming, head there first before you even set down your towel. Number 8. Seriously consider the MSC For Me wristband instead of dismissing it as a gimmick. It functions as your room key, your onboard payment method, and for families, it is the exact system used to check children in and out of the kids club, complete with real-time location tracking within designated ship areas. A 49-year-old from Sacramento skipped the wristband on her first MSC cruise and regretted it the moment her son wanted to enter the kids club because the traditional key card check-in process took nearly 3 times as long. Here is what you do. Register your wristband early through the app. Link your payment method before boarding. And if you are traveling with children, treat this as a genuine safety and convenience tool rather than an unnecessary upsell. It is one of the most useful pieces of tech on the entire ship. Pro tip: the wristband can also unlock your cabin door without needing to dig for a key card at the bottom of a beach bag, and it works from a slight distance, so you rarely even have to slow down at your own door. Number 7. Discover what actually makes the MSC buffet worth exploring beyond the obvious. The buffet leans heavily Italian and Mediterranean, with a live pasta station, a proper gelato bar, and rotating regional theme nights that most guests never plan around. A 55-year-old from Tampa ate the same predictable options for 4 days before a crew member pointed her toward the evening pasta station, made fresh to order, that she had walked past the entire cruise. Here is what you do. Visit the buffet slightly off-peak, right before or after the main lunch and dinner rush, to avoid both crowds and the picked-over trays. And keep an eye out for small icons marking premium items, since a handful of specialty cheeses and select desserts do carry an extra charge even inside the main buffet. Insider move: check the buffet board or ask a server before loading your plate if an item looks unusually elaborate. A quick question takes 5 seconds and saves you an unexpected line item on your final bill. Number 6. Learn how MSC's destination elevator system actually works before you stand there confused like almost every first-time guest. Instead of pressing a simple up or down button inside the elevator, MSC ships use a smart system where you select your destination floor on a panel outside the elevator first, and the system then directs you to a specific car. A 61-year-old from Sarasota stood inside an elevator for a full minute pressing buttons that simply were not there, wondering if the elevator was broken. Here is what you do. Look for the number pad mounted on the wall outside the elevator bank. Enter your floor before the doors even open, and follow the letter or number assigned to your car. Once you understand the system, it is actually faster than a traditional elevator, but nobody explains it to you in advance. Rule of thumb: the panel groups passengers heading to similar floors into the same car, so during busy times like right before dinner, entering your floor a minute or 2 early can genuinely save you from standing in a crowded hallway. Number 5. Prepare your outfits for theme nights well before you pack, because MSC takes them seriously. White Night is a signature MSC event where the entire ship dresses in white for an evening deck party, and Gala Night calls for genuinely formal wear in the main dining room. A 32-year-old from Chicago assumed she could grab something white in the ship's boutique the night before, only to find the shop nearly sold out by day 2 of the cruise. Here is what you do. Pack at least one all-white outfit and one formal outfit before you leave home, because onboard shops have limited sizes and limited stock, and showing up unprepared on these nights means either scrambling for options or sitting out an experience that photographs beautifully and sets the tone for the whole week. Pro tip: check your specific itinerary in the app early in the week, since White Night and Gala Night placement can shift depending on the sailing length, and you do not want to discover it is happening tonight while your white outfit is still folded in your suitcase. Number 4. Confirm your dining times and specialty restaurant reservations the moment you board, not after you have settled into your cabin. MSC operates a mix of fixed and flexible dining, and the specialty restaurants book up within the first few hours of embarkation day. A 50-year-old from Nashville waited until after dinner on night 1 to try booking the steakhouse, only to find every reasonable time slot gone for the rest of the cruise. Here is what you do. Head to the app or the restaurant reservation desk within your first hour aboard, lock in your preferred dining times, and confirm any main dining room seating preference immediately, because the best slots disappear fast and guest services gets far busier as the day goes on. Insider move: if the popular 7:30 slot is already gone, ask about the very first or very last seating of the night. Those tend to stay open the longest and often come with a quieter dining room. Number 3. Link your credit card to your account before you even step onto the ship. Your wristband or key card becomes your form of payment for everything on board, from drinks to specialty dining to the spa, and if your card is not linked in advance, you will spend your first hours in a long line at guest services instead of exploring the ship. A 27-year-old from Las Vegas skipped this step and spent nearly 45 minutes waiting behind other guests doing the exact same thing on embarkation afternoon. Here is what you do. Open the MSC app before your cruise and link your payment method days in advance. It takes under 5 minutes online, and it means you walk straight past that guest services line the second you board. Rule of thumb: double-check the card actually shows as confirmed in your account summary before your sail date, since a failed link often looks successful at first glance but quietly reverts, and you only find out when your wristband gets declined at the bar. Number 2. Pre-purchase your drink and dining packages before your cruise instead of waiting to buy them on board. Prices for these packages increase once you are actually on the ship, sometimes significantly, while advance online pricing almost always comes with a discount. A 63-year-old from Portland assumed she would decide once she saw the drink menu and ended up paying nearly $200 more for the same package her sister purchased online 3 weeks earlier. Here is what you do. Review the drink and dining package options as soon as you book your cruise, compare the online price against what crew members quote on board, and lock in your package well before your sail date. This single step alone can save you a couple $100s over the course of a week-long cruise. Pro tip: prices often drop again during limited-time online sales in the weeks leading up to your sail date. So, if you already purchased a package, it is worth checking back once or twice before boarding to see if a lower rate becomes available. And this last one is the mistake almost every first-time MSC cruiser makes at the terminal before they even reach their cabin. Number 1. Remember that you cannot bring wine, soda, or bottled drinks of any kind onto an MSC ship without running into serious restrictions. Security screens every bag at the terminal, and outside beverages including bottled water, soda, and wine are typically confiscated or held until the end of the cruise, depending on the current policy for your specific sailing. A 44-year-old from Houston packed a case of sparkling water she loved, believing it was harmless, and watched it get pulled aside and stored away for the entire week. Here is what you do. Check MSC's current beverage policy directly before you pack, because some sailings allow a limited amount of wine per cabin for a corkage fee, while sodas and other bottled drinks are almost never permitted. And if you are unsure, simply leave outside drinks at home and rely on the ship's dining, bar, and beverage package options instead. It saves you an awkward moment at security and a longer line for everyone behind you. Rule of thumb: if a policy question comes up and you are not sure, call MSC directly or check the official website within a week of sailing, since these rules do shift from season to season, and the version you read months ago may no longer match what security enforces on your actual embarkation day. Now, knowing these 15 things will make your MSC cruise smoother from the terminal to the last night's gala dinner, but a smooth cabin experience and a smooth boarding process are two completely different battles. Most first-time cruisers do their homework on the ship itself and still get caught off guard by check-in requirements, luggage rules, and timing mistakes at the terminal that can turn a relaxing morning into hours of stress before you even see your cabin. A 58-year-old from Cleveland followed every tip on this list, packed smart, pre-purchased her package, and still spent 3 hours stuck at the terminal because of one document mistake nobody warned her about. A mistake that had nothing to do with the ship itself and everything to do with what happens before you even reach the gangway. So if this helped you feel more prepared, subscribe to Senior Cruise Secrets and stay close, because next we are breaking down the embarkation day mistakes that catch even experienced cruisers off guard, the ones that cost real time and real money before your vacation has technically even started. Comment below with the MSC ship you are sailing on next, and let's get you ready for that trip too. See you there.